Hi guys, ASLEF, the trade union that represents train drivers, recently asked its members to vote on a pay increase. This of course upset the right-wing press and conservative politicians. And it looked like the new Labour government had dodged a bullet by avoiding embarrassing industrial action. However, some strikes have been avoided, but not all. So Nigel Rubrock, a representative of the trade union, appeared on Times Radio on Saturday to explain why his union is still taking industrial action, and this has nothing to do with pay.
We've now got a toxic situation. We've got morale in the gutter amongst our members. I've been in this industry 38 years and I've never seen it as bad as it is today.
Okay. Just for clarity, will some of those who will go on strike on the East Coast Main Line, are they drivers who are in line for the 15% pay rise that's being recommended?
Yes, I mean, the pay rise, it's the same company, but it's a separate dispute within the company.
Sure, but to be clear, they will be getting a 15% pay rise, but they're going on further strikes.
Pay rise over 3 years and let's also be clear, we've a lot out there about talking this morning about, oh, here we are again, the hand's out for more money. Separate dispute. This is a dispute that's out for mandate. We've accepted and recommended that to our members that they accept this deal, and let's not forget, this dispute started over 2 years ago. Our members never asked for this. Our members asked for a pay rise after 2 years of a pandemic. What they faced was an audacious attempt by a government to land grab terms and conditions and to break up, the trade union position within the rail companies. And it's failed, and now we've reached an agreement with a new administration that have been sensible. We've not gone mad and demanded huge figures. We've found a settlement for our members that haven't had a pay rise for 5 years.
Now, this is a complicated issue because we have, on the one hand, pay, and the other, we have conditions. And this is going to be very difficult for the Labour government because they've, in a sense, resolved the issue of pay. The train drivers, the members of this trade union are going to get a pay increase, and they're happy with that, and the union is happy to instruct their members to vote for that. The other aspect, of course, is the toxic environment that exists within the company. There are allegations of bullying and senior members of the company receiving massive bonuses, and ordinary members of the company are not receiving anything. Now, this is separate to pay. But the toxic environment, this is something that's very difficult for the new Labour government to deal with because this is something internal within the company. This is not about pay. And, of course, trade unions are going to go on strike if they don't feel that they're being treated with respect. But this is, once again, this is something very difficult for Labour to resolve because it seems to be an internal dispute. Labour can't force bullying out of the company. They can't force a toxic environment out of the company. They can try and put sanctions on the company if it's treating its staff unfairly. But that's a long process. That's not going to resolve the strikes over the next number of weeks and months. So, of course, the media are going to say, this is the Labour government's fault. They're not fixing this. Why aren't they resolving these strikes? But I believe it's out of their hands because it's an internal dispute. But, of course, the trade union, their job is to represent their members, to protect their members. And if they can't come to an agreement with management, well, the only other alternative is strike action. And of course, strike action is designed to disrupt. It's about punishing the company. Now, of course, there is collateral damage. There are, rail users, and they're going to be upset over this, and they're going to be demanding that the government do something. But I think, and I may be wrong here, but I think the government's hands are pretty much tied. This is not about money. This is about internal politics or internal an internal environment within the company that needs to be resolved from the management. And I think it's very limited in what the Labour government can do about it. But the Labour government, of course, will be blamed because, well, the media needs somebody to beat over the head with. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.